Hi everybody, Orno here. Today we're starting the journey of designing a pizza restaurant app in AppGyver. This is the first episode in a series about AppGyver. I will be translating a design into an app. This is a hands-on tutorial where I will be building an app from scratch using AppGyver. I'll be showing you different techniques about how to build an app from using components and different style. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below in the comment section. So let's start now. Today I've chosen for the design of Alexander Sneckenes. I hope I pronounced it correctly. You can find more work on dribble.com. I have listed the link below the video, so if you want to check him out, he has done some amazing, incredible work. I like about this is first of all, it's 3 screens, which is nice, so it gives us a different variety of screens. I like the list on the second screen, the middle screen, where at the same time I like all the elements, the round elements, the round buttons, and also the little circles which go around the icons. I think that's an interesting element. That's interesting to build together also. There's a lot of icons, a bit of shadow in. One thing I know I can't do is the gradient on the green. This is not possible currently with AppGyver. So I know my limitations also. And for the rest, I will try to make this close as possible, but I also make some design decisions to make sure it looks a bit nicer, or I change a couple of things. I think the padding I will probably do something about. In my approach, I will do a grid 8, which means that everything is based on a grid 8 system. Make an easy and balanced design you can make out of it, and everything is aligned. That's my plan. Let's have a look at the first screen. Okay, let's have a look at the main page now of our app. In this app, there are a number of elements I can see in the page. On the top left is a hamburger menu. On the right hand top there is I can see a profile icon to the profile page. At the same time I see a big icon in the middle, and then below that I see a title. I see opening hours. I see how many pizzas are in the queue. I can see a button to order food. So a number of items at the bottom I see the opening hours. So to make my life easier, what I do is I try to split up this main page into multiple parts. So later on in AppGyver, we will have then so-called 3 different containers or main containers, where I then have the main elements. The top element is navigation, which will hold the hamburger menu and also the profile picture, and then I can see a little round circle around, so that we have to look at a bit later on. Then I look at the logo, and I see a local part. There's a couple of things I see directly. It's a picture that goes over a rounded square, or a rounded rectangle, where I have to look. That's an interesting bit I need to look at later on. And then later on, below the lower part of the screen, which is more information about the title and all those kind of things, the button. So that will I put into another, what I call content, another container. And probably that container I will split up and again in 2 at least. So one for the top, which I probably call the title. And then below there's one which is for the opening hours. So I split them all into, like, just to summarize, I split them up into 3 parts, like navigation, logo, and content. And when we go more deeper into designing the app, I'll show you a bit more about why I do that also. Okay, so let's start building the app. We're going to do first a couple of things to remove the top header and also the navigation on the bottom. So let's do that first. So let's go to navigation, enabled. No, let me quickly show you how it now looks. So this is how it's going to look. Let me press the save, so you will then see save, and there we go. That's the top gone, and then this one, you make this one also go, and press save, and that one also, and that will actually remove the bottom bit. So you can see now I've removed the top and the bottom bit, so that's all gone now. So let's go and go now. Let's go to the theme and just start doing the the padding on the left and the right side. I don't want any of that. I want to have a full clean. So if you look at the design, it's not like it goes from top to bottom. So I don't want any margins on any side. So just gonna remove that completely now. So this one here, static number. This one I would like to make 0, and the top will be 40, and then this is more for the side, will be taken along later on. So we'll save this, and then we go now here and to let me just show on the properties now, and let's just start to remove the top and make it full page. So first of all, I don't want to have the bottom one, so let's remove that one too. The bottom margin will be back to 0, so I want to leave the whole from the top to the bottom. It needs to go through, and then at the same time I'm gonna just change the background color. The background color I would like to have a nice green, so that will be so let's just which is 3FB06F, then as close as I could find, and then the other thing. So let's go to the advanced setting now, and we'll stretch it out. So we don't want any scrolling. At the same time, we want to disable the save area. So let me just press save. This is how it would look like, and then this will then how it looks like there you can see. Now it's all completely green from top to bottom is now correctly now. So let's now do the rest. So let's just remove those headlines, we don't need them anymore. Let's do this one. So let's just create our first thing, which is the on the top, which will be, let's change the names first to, this will be the navigation area, so navigation, and then the next one will be the logo, and the last one is the content. So let me change the names again. It's just much more clear, so what I'm going to put in there. So look at the content. So this is how it's going to look like then. If you look at the design, so if the top bit, so the top bit is where the two circles are. That will be then the navigation, and then we have the logo, what's the big logo in the middle, and then below everything under the title all the way down is the content. So let's work with that. So let's start with the top first, which is the navigation. So let's put the navigation. So let's put in a menu first. So that's the first one. So let's put it inside actually. So it will be the menu. Then the other one is the profile. So let's put another one in under here. It was not in there. It's always a bit funny how that works. So, and then let's go into, this will be then the profile area later on. Yeah. So let's start with the menu. In there we first have the circle, so let's just put the circle in there. We're not going to have a circle in a circle of a picture. We're actually going to make it using styling, like React Native styling. So let me show you how it's done also. So this is the menu circle then, and then on the bottom there's a icon. So the icon is bar. So let's look for the bars icon, which is here. That's the bars icon. Let's change the color quickly to black. So that is into black, and let's save this now. The menu bar will be, I think it's around 40. So 40 height also. And I want to make it a color of Look for the color, and the background will be a white because it's a white circle. Oh, a white circle. So let's just do the white circle first, which is actually a square now. We want to make sure that's in the middle, so let's go to the layout, and in the middle, centered in both the top and the bottom, and then you can see that, oh, it's still squares here. So how do we do this then? We can actually do this by, we don't need this one. We can actually do this by doing a border, and we put a radius of 50 in there, and there we go. We have a nice circle now. That's great. So I actually should not create this one because to make the other one is quite straightforward. It's much easier to do it just to copy. So I press Ctrl C and I Ctrl V again, what gives me two of these ones. The menu. So first let's change the name, which we call profile, and that is then what we call the profile circle. And then the bottom one is then, we'll change this one. We'll change this one to a, I like this one. So it's the icon user O, and then actually I have a nice one. The only thing I would like now, they're on vertical aligned yet, so I can do this by going into navigation, style, layout, and then make them horizontal. Now they're nicely together. I would like to make this flexible, so whatever size of phone you have, it automatically adjusts. So I want to push both ones out to the side. So I have a couple of options. I actually will take this one, will push me all to the outside. And then the only thing what I like to do then is to push them off. I like to work in a grid which goes in 8s. So everything is 8, 8, 8. So in this case, I will then say, okay, then I'll take off the side around, I think it's 24 is a nice number what we're going to use. So I go to layout, I go to dimension and then go to margin, and I say 24, and then in profile I do actually 24 from the other side. So from this one, dimension, I go from 24 to the other side, and then it's nicely aligned. I can of course also choose what I should have chosen. Of course I should go and look at my, where is it? My team, my space base, and then it's nicely 24. Oh, which we don't want this one. This one is custom value of 0. Oh, that will be 24. Oh, I actually clicked the wrong one, which is not really good. So that one actually goes to 0. And actually I took the wrong one. So let's go down again and take the 24 I've set before. Need to find somewhere because this is a bit of a trouble bit. It's like, oh, where is those things? And no, I think they're in there, space a bit. There we go. So 24, and I should do the other one of course also. So let's go back to the menu and pick up this one and do the same way in this one. The cool thing about this one is then when you ever want to change it to 16 or something else, you can just change once and it will change everywhere at the same time. Just save your work later on. Okay, so cool. So you can see, built a little navigation. I probably want to have under the navigation, I probably want to have some spacing between. So let's just put that in directly also. So let's put an 8, a bit of space there. On maybe even 16 below there, as you can see, which makes it nice. So yeah, let's save this. Okay, so let's now build the logo section. So let me show you the design again. So this the top little right corner here, where you can see the logos, a bit of shadow on the logo. There's this little box with a radius on there, and it's like in the middle of this box. So how do I do this? So let's start the process now. Okay, let's do a couple of things. So let's start first building I'm actually gonna have the little container helper in here, because you will see later on why I would do this. So I call this container helper. This is my little helper, and this little helper has only one thing, which is a style, and dimension of that it has a height of 120 pixels. So let's do that then. So we have this 120 pixels. So then we put another one in there. So that one goes under here. Oh, under there. This is always a bit funny how it's not really nicely go. But yeah, so under the container helper, I will then put a the first one is a background. Just follow me here, because there's a number of things I need to do to make this work. So I'm gonna have a background circle container is here. Let's create background container circle, or let's call it circle container container. Okay, now I need to Control C and Control V, so now correctly. And then this one, which is the circle image, and then in there the end actually we will put the image itself. So let's just get the image. All image links to the image you can find in the description below, and I don't want this too big for me, so let's just make the image a bit smaller. So let's put it back to 150. It's a bit big, so that's 150 now, which is nice. So we have in there, so we have now we have the logo in there, we have a container in there, and on there another container. So let's do a couple of things. So let's just with the background circle. So we're gonna just get the right size of that. So that is both 165, the height 165. So I'm making this a square now. Actually, we're gonna do is we're gonna make it absolute, because I want to able to move it. So we have this advanced setting here. I can put something to absolute, which then puts it back, and I actually want to move it a bit higher. So let's then move it a total of minus 89. So that's even more higher. Let me check this one. Still the same. It's still the height there. So then we've done that bit. Let's give it a background. Let's make it nicely white, and at the same time also let's give it a nice circle border, so which makes it 400. I get a nice little circle, and we also want to do a little shadow with that. So 20, 30, 30, so you can see the shadow coming up, and I'm gonna make a little shadow, so I'm gonna make it really tiny. I'm gonna push it back like this so you can hardly see it. So now the first thing we now have is this image, or it's the circle. It's the start of the circle. So next step is then take this circle image, which we need to make this also a nice little circle again. Can't really see it yet, but and then with that, let's set the padding of this one to all 8 everywhere. So make it nice little dot, 8 everywhere, and then we move it again also up, and let's go to advanced and make it absolute. So give it in there, and then the last one, which is the image itself. Let's give that, I want to circle with that one also. There we have the circle. Then at the same time, let's make the border style solid. We leave that as it is. Actually, we don't want to leave that as that is. Let's remove this value also. We don't want that. We make that 0, and that one we make 8 from the bottom, and you can see now we have to start to have this nice circle which sits over there, which is quite nice. So the only thing what we do not have this yet is that it's not really yet centered, so we can, let's just center this one also, put it in the middle and put it like that. So we have now a nice circle, but of course we need to make the circle now also a bit lower. So how do we do this? So we take another container. Container I'm gonna call image container. So I'm gonna call that image container. I'm gonna move all the image and both of them in here. This one I just need to make sure they're in the middle, so that's great. And then at the same time, let's just, I think it's great. No, it looks good now. So if I now save, and if I would now show the main how it looks on the iPhone, so you can see here it looks nice in the middle, and this is what we wanted. So let's now set the color to white. See, nothing happens there, which is a bit happy, because actually we need now also make the size a bit bigger. So let's do 120. Yeah, that's probably okay. One is probably okay now. The height. Then we set it to white, and then we need to have the border to 400. And the first go up, and the width I should do 100%, which will then stretch the whole thing. We don't want to do it everywhere, so let's go to the border. Let's not do that one actually. As you can see, there it is. The only thing now I need to do the top left, which I do a radius of let's think about that. Let's do a top of 20 and the side of 20 also. If I now save this, you can see now. So let me show you the screen again also again, and there you can see now it looks nice. This is what we have now so far. This is the design we wanted. So yeah, it starts to kind of look quite a bit. It's a bit small, the logo, but overall looks fine. So let's just now start building the rest, the bottom bit. So let's build the rest of the, it's everything below, it's delicious. So let's do that. So let's go here, get the content. I want the content to stretch the whole thing. So I go to, I need to click on that one here first before we do anything else. I do the advanced, I make it 1, that means it grows all the way to the bottom. I press save, can't really see that, so let's change that also, and place the background and make it also white. And there you can see now, it stretches all the way from the top all the way to the bottom, which is great. So let's just build this thing up. So the first thing, the first one we would have is the title. So let's change the title name here. This is the container for the title. Control, and then we do Control V. The bottom one, the next bit is then, let's call it the opening hours container, which contains the 2 opening hours. And the next one is then the order button. So I'll make it the order button container. Then the next one afterwards I would have, which is then the phone number container. I create all these containers, but I was able to change the margin and put them nicely in the middle. That's why I do so. And then the last thing is, oh, that's a bit of a funny always thing. This is the phone number container, and then the last one is then, I do Control C, Control V, is then the opening hours container. Okay, so let's work with the title. Unfortunately, we cannot do 2 titles in different colors in one box, so I'm just gonna create one title. I'm just gonna give this one is it's, and then I'm just gonna I'm gonna just make sure that this is already correctly, so change this. This is the, I call it the it's text, and then the style, we need to have a different style. So let's look at the typography, which one we have. We need a bit more. Let's see what we have. Oh, that looks a bit more, that looks probably even better. So let's take this one, and also let's increase the size a bit to 32, which is nice and big. It's nice and which is great. So now we've done this, I can now quickly duplicate this. This will get me 2. As you can see, it automatically gets some margins, what I don't want. So going back in here, and then I'm going to put this once to custom value. I'm just going to do 0, and this one also 0, and it's the same for this one. I don't really want these ones to have dimensions either, so again I put them into 0 and 0. Then let me just change the text of this one. So this one, the text will be so, which is nice like this. I'm not sure if it's the right word, but I'm just going to copy and paste from design. It's easy. At the same time, I just want to change the color of the text, and we'll use the same as the background. So there we go again, this nice little green we have. So 3FB06F, and it gives the text. So now how do I get them next to each other? So what I would do then is just to put them here as horizontal, get them together, and then just make it nicely in the middle. And as you can see now, that's not really nice, so only thing I'm going to do is then change the margin of 4, give it nicely. I think this is probably okay, probably a bit more, and 8 nicely. So that's what we've done now. So it's going to change this text. That is actually delete, and let me copy and paste this word. Text. So now we've done that container. So the next step now is the opening hours container. what I can see, it's probably 1, 2, 3. I can see 4. I can see 2 containers, a left container and a right container. So let me quickly what I show here. I can open now, and the little icon, that's one side of the container, and then on the other side it's the clock, and foreign queue is the other container. So I can see 2 containers here. So let me create those ones, and then in there I have another 2 containers, one, or probably don't even need to, and you probably just do a logo and the text and the small text. So let's do one side first, and then we can duplicate the other one. So let's go back there again. So first we'll do another container. As you can see, I use always a lot of containers. So this will be then the left text, or the left text in this case. And then the left text, in there we have a icon, and the icon will be a thumbs up. So let's look for the thumbs up, and we look for the thumbs. I think that one is probably a good one. So there we go. Again, the color is not the right color, so let's just change the color also, and change the size, so it's a little smaller size. So I think that's perfect. And then for a color, I'll take that green color again. 3FB06F again. Get your little icon there. We also want to put some text in there, so I'm just going to copy that text here. Give me the text there. First, of course, I want the text. Let's just make the layout as horizontal. Oh, that's the vertical, and that's the wrong one. That layout be horizontal. I'm just gonna, looks a bit better. Yes, do it this way. That's the little one. I think we need to make the text a bit smaller. So let's put the text, the size of the text probably around 14, and also the line height 16. So there we go. It's not really nice from so let's just do also again the margin of 4. That looks probably nice like that. So the its text need to be, I need to change this to, this will be the open now text, and then change it here to open now. Let's save that again. It's actually using a different font, so go into style. So let's look at font what matches closely. Let's check here. So we don't want to do semi-build. Also, we want to have it a normal one, so let's do it normal. And medium maybe, oh no, normal one. What else do we have? Lato. Nah, that's not the right one either. So there's a bit of testing out here to see what you like is the best one. Oh, that looks really nice. So let's take that one as open now. So see, yeah, that looks quite nice. Now we have the left one. I then just duplicate this one. Gives me 2. That one goes horizontal, so they're all the same time. I want to have them in the middle. And in the middle, or I can probably put them a bit, push them a bit like this. Yeah, that looks better, or even that one's even better. And then what I do at both sides, I'm just gonna put an extra padding in, so an extra margin of probably 16, and then do the same thing on the other side. Of course, I can also use padding, but in this case, I'll take the margins on both sides, which gives a bit like this. It's not completely the same, but yeah, as good as it gets for now. At the same time, I would like to distance this one for like the top. So I think that's around 24. It's probably even more than that. So double that one is 48. To make that distinguish between the twos nicely. Even I think probably 32. That's probably even better. So let's do that one. 32. So it gives me now the. Let me just do like this and save it, and let me show you a bit how it currently looks like in. Oh, I know what I missed. That one, of course, is. Let me change the name here also to a write text. So write text here, and then the icon. Let's change this to a different icon, which is a clock. Let's get the clock. Nice little clock. It's really lucky that we have all these icons standard in AppGyver, which is quite nice actually. And you can see now it slowly starts to build. So let's just build this now up. Let's just create the button. The button is quite forward. You have a standard one for that, so take that button, push it in here. That's the button. As you can see, we don't want that, so what we can do is just put out the dimension again. We've done it before, so that one I'm gonna look again for my. I have to go scroll a bit down to find. No, it's not that one. Not that one. Oh, for my space bar. Gives me that side, and then on the other side I do the same thing. I'll get the space bar also from this side, and there we go. We gives it like that. So now we need to this button. Just change the names to the order now button or order food button. So let's just look at the style, and then what we want to do is a bit more. We want to do the no, that's okay. We want to do the border. It's now we're gonna increase that to 16, make it nice and round, and the background we would like to have this green color again. So let's take that green. That green goes to 3FB06F, and there you have your button. The only thing we need to change is of course the properties to have the label, so the label will be then order food, and it needs probably be a different style also. Where is the type? Let's just use not a normal, just use a more semi-bold one, which makes it here. So that makes actually having the button also. I think we still have a bit of, let's use this one here to make our life a bit more easier, or let's do the order button top. Let's add at least some as you can see, it has already margined here, so let's just add another margin on the top or read it open, so that actually gives a bit more. So the next thing is a more simple one. So let's see, this is the one, the phone number, which is again similar as the open now kind of thing. So let's take that one. It's a bit bigger, but so let's take that one. These things should go straight forward quite. So I'll take the same one as the. It's a text. No, it's not a text. It's actually in the opening hours container. See this? I'm just gonna Control C and then put it into the phone number, and then Control V, which is the phone number here. So what we need to do is, we don't have a margin there, so let's remove that margin. We do need to change quite a bit. This one we need to increase the font size to 16, make this semi-bold. No, let's make it bold. We can't do semi-bold, so And then at the same time, let's change the text color again to this green we have, which is 3FB06F. Okay. Let's save it just to make sure. It's not open now, it's a phone number, so let's enter the phone number 98705. And that will be just the text. Will be then phone number text. Okay, let's save that. So let's take that in the style, put it in the middle. All right, that's cool. Then for the next one, let me go back to show again in the opening hours. Okay, so we have one opening hour text, and then we have like Monday to Thursday, etc. There's like three different ones where there's like left and right. So let's just make simple. We can make like a table. So let's do that now. So then we have this one here, which is the bottom one. You can see. So let's get the first container in. Oh, let's put the container here. Container here. Let's change the name. So this will be the opening hours container. Container text, which we'll copy and paste that one in there. Give me the opening hours one. So let's change that directly now to opening hours, and then change the text also to opening hours. Opening hours text. So that's the text. So let's put another container under it, and we call that hours container. We have multiple options. I'm just going to do a row now because it is much easier now to do so. So we have row 1. We have a row. Let's go to the we have two cells in there, nicely 50-50, which is probably okay because I can do left or right. Again, let me look for the ones we want. So we probably want to take this one here. Gonna take that text again. Control C. We put that in the first cell. Control V, which gives us the opening hours. I don't want to do the margin, so let's remove the margin. I will put in the text, and the text would go Monday / Thursday. Copy paste, we put it in here. We got Monday to Thursday, and then on the other hand, the Control C, Control V. Control V. No, it didn't work, so let's Control C again. There you go, Monday to Thursday, and that one is the hours, like that. Then we put it here like text, and this one we don't want to be on that side. We actually want it to be on the other side. So now we have both on each side. Now I have all of them. Looks okay. I can do the whole text in here. I'll put again my layout. I'll take my one again. Let me go down. Where is it? Can I find? Oh, it's below here. Oh, I missed it probably somewhere. Speed up no, where's that one, and then the same one. Space bar will give on the other side. We'll save that one, and then we just can then do Control C, Control V, Control V. We're probably going to delete this one because I can see something. Need a bit of space. Let's do that this way. Because there's multiple ways to do this. I just make it myself. Let's do a margin on the bottom because I want to space it out as more. Let's do 8 probably. I just Control C, Control V. That looks better. Yeah, that looks way better. So, and then the last one, my Control V, so that now we have 3 rows, row 1, 2, and 3. So let's change this row number to 2, and that one is 3. So that one is okay. So we need to make some changes here, which is this with here Monday to Thursday. So that will be then from Friday, and then the next one is Saturday. Text, and the time will go to 2 o'clock. And also change this one here. Then the last one I do here also. So that one again is in this case it's Sunday. Copy and paste. Sunday text, and then the last one. And Sunday we're open from 1 o'clock. And then save. So let me show you how it looks like. So you can see like there's a couple of things I still want to change. I don't really like the opening and how it all is too close to each other. So let's just do that. So I'm just gonna go, I can probably push those out together. So these are the opening hours. So let's just enter some style. There's multiple ways to do so. I'm going to do this one here, so I'm just going to put it in. That's not enough probably. Let's save this one, see what happens. It's probably require a bit more, so let's put another 8 on top of that and press save, just for the balance in the whole design. I don't like this one here, so this one also need to add some. And the bottom again, let's do 16. I think it's good. As you can see now 16, so I think there's still a couple of things. So what we can do a bit better. So let's just look at our design and look at where we have do some spacing. So look at that. It looks okay. There's a couple of things. I think the opening hour still needs to have a bit more lower. So let's add that still, which is this one here. So that will go to 40, maybe probably even more, so 48. Let's save that one. Let's see how that looks now in our app. So yeah, and I think in here also, I think there's some stuff we can do here. So let's do this one. Again, it's just also just see what the best way is. I think maybe even a bit more, 24. Let's save that one. Yeah, I think that looks looks nice. If you found this a valuable video, hit that like button and subscribe for more AppGyver content.